1, 2, 3.
Tune in for the round robin with Willie Free and Big City.
Come on.
For the best picks around.
Welcome to the first show of the Round Robin podcast. I'm your host, Willie Free, along with my co-host,
Big City. What's going on, good people? We got good picks, good time, and a good show.
We're going to start off our show. We're going to be talking about a couple games that you can take this weekend to guarantee some money in your pocket. We're going to run down all of the sports that we have this upcoming weekend, give you some of our quick picks of all games, and I did say of all games taking place this weekend, and end up with our golden ticket. That's right, our picks that we guarantee to put some money in your pocket for this weekend. Shall we get started?
Let's go.
Alright, first picks of the weekend coming up on today. We have MLB action, starting off with the Yankees and the Astros. Who you like, Big City?
I like the Astros in this game by one or not more than that.
I'm going to be honest with you. I took the Astros at the beginning of the season to win the World Series, and I haven't been proved wrong yet. I haven't. I like the Astros this weekend to dominate the Yankees. I've been saying it all series. You could take them the money line or the spread. It's going to happen. I think you could easily lock that in. What do you think?
Well, the great pitching from the Astros is always a benefit, but you got to remember the Yankees do have intelligent bats. But at the end of the day, I do not think that's going to be enough to win the game. And the Astros will win.
Where have their bats been?
Their bats have been in and out. The last game yesterday was a great game for their hitting, but they got out-hit by a better team. And the Astros are the better team, and they will win this weekend.
So we both have the Astros going to the World Series, is what you're saying?
Yes.
So let's preview the World Series. World Series, we have the Astros and the Nationals. Who would have thought we would be saying that at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, guys, the Nationals. Well, you know, a good fun tip. They both train in West Palm Beach in spring training. How about that?
That's some sunny weather love mojo they got going on down there. I think I'm a little iffy on the World Series. I'll be honest, because me personally, I love a good underdog story, and that's what the Nationals are. They are a perfect, unsung Cinderella team that can rise to the occasion and still lose this game. I do think that the Astros are just too good of a team, but I'm going to be rooting for the Nationals. I think the Astros are going to win. I picked them at the start of the year to win, but I'm going to be secretly rooting for the Nationals here.
Well, as a Braves fan, I can never cheer for the Nationals. And also, this is not Rudy. This is not Rocky. There's no underdog story here. They're going to get drugged.
So you think? So right now I'm just going to say it. Take the Astros, money line or the spread. It does not matter. How many games you see it going? I'm going to say 5. 5 games. Gentlemen sweep.
Exactly 5 games. The only game they will win is when Strasburg pitches because he is dominant.
All right, I like that. All right, next up we got college football action. We're going to start off with one of the biggest games of the weekend. We got Michigan versus Penn State. Big City, tell me what you think.
Well, Michigan's won a couple games in a row very impressively, but you got to remember that Wisconsin game where they got drugged, and Penn State is also a good team, and they can drag them too. And do we believe in Harbaugh? The answer is no.
I think I agree with you, and to an extent, this is a critical game for Jim Harbaugh and this Michigan team. To be honest, the last game that they played Penn State won 42-13. They're playing on the road. I don't think Michigan is a very good team. Shea Patterson is garbage, and I'm going to say that. He is garbage. It's a cool day. The weather's going to be beautiful. It is a whiteout. Penn State is going to be hostile. It's going to be a dirty, grimy game. These teams do not like each other. I like Penn State. Honestly, you could take them straight up 9. If not, I even like the over in this game at 45.
Well, I agree with that. It's not going to be happy in Happy Valley. I will guarantee you that. Michigan is not going to leave with a good taste in their mouth. I believe the score of the game is going to be Penn State 28, Michigan 7.
28-7. Penn State has a better offense than Michigan. I think we both can agree there. I think my biggest issue that I worry about with Penn State is Penn State seems to give up big leads at the end. For some reason, they take their foot off that pedal and they let teams kind of claw their way back. Michigan, I don't know if they have that firepower to claw their way back, though. So I do agree that Penn State wins by 9. I do believe the over. If you can buy some points, I say buy the points here. Bring it down to about 6 at max, 9-6. But I do like Penn State by double digits.
I can agree with the double digits, but you got to remember Shane Patterson is not a good quarterback. And when he gets behind, he just drags us along and the team goes so slow. That's why the under could be a play here, because when Michigan gets down, they get defeated. And when a defeated team don't want to play anymore, they don't score any points. And you don't get over by not scoring points.
There you have it for Michigan and Penn State. We're going to go over to the LSU and Mississippi State game. This is the first game that LSU is holding on to that number 2 spot. I think they're riding on a high. I do believe that this game is going to be a blowout. I like LSU by 20. But I think this is going to be a statement game for LSU, because I think even after beating Florida last week, people are still questioning just how good LSU is. I think behind Heisman candidate Joe Burrow, I think LSU comes out and really lights up Mississippi State. Plus, I don't believe Mississippi State has the offense or let alone the defense to keep up with LSU.
Well, LSU have a good wide receiver duo. This is the best duo they had since Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry. And then also with a great quarterback throwing them the ball, I believe it's going to be a lot of points, a lot of scoring. 44-0 LSU.
44-0. Wow. You don't see Mississippi State scoring a point?
Mississippi State is not a threat at all. Their defense is horrible, and their offense is mediocre. And a mediocre offense can't beat LSU, not even score on LSU.
I agree. So I guess we both agree LSU, take them out of spread. Easy, lock it in. All right, next game we got Georgia versus Kentucky. This is a crucial game for Georgia because I want to see how will Georgia bounce back. What do you think will happen?
Well, Kentucky is a team that's a pretender. Last year, Kentucky was riding high, doing well as an underdog team, surprising people.
A pretender?
This year, they're not even as close.
A pretender?
Pretender.
I don't think Kentucky's a pushover though.
It's like middle school. They're the easiest part of the game. Trust me, this game will not be close. The Bulldogs will be biting them cats, and this game will end Georgia 35, Kentucky 7. Book it.
Who do you think gets it done for Georgia?
Jake Fromm will come back, throw them touchdowns, no interceptions.
I do not believe in Jake Fromm. I don't think he'll be an NFL quarterback. I don't think he's good. I think he's severely overrated. The only reason why I'm taking Georgia here by the spread at 25, I think it currently stands, is because Kentucky cannot stop the run to save their life. And that's what Georgia does well. I feel like Georgia's going to have a big day on the ground. I see them, they could possibly hit up to 300 rushing yards easily. Jake Fromm, I don't feel comfortable putting my money leaning on his arm.
Well, I thought you were talking about Tim Tebow the way you were talking. Okay, that's not Jake Fromm.
Hey,
you're explaining to Tim Tebow to me. Not an NFL quarterback.
Jake
mediocre.
Fromm. Jake Fromm.
You're talking about Tim Tebow, not Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm is a great backup quarterback.
Jake Fromm
in
is
NFL.
The college version of Kirk Cousins.
Hey, Kirk Cousins is throwing touchdown dimes in the NFL. Thank you.
This week. He's only won, 3 games?
They're also in the league for their division, so Kirk Cousins is...
Are they going to win their division?
Hey, that man got...
Are they going to win their division? We'll get to that when we talk about NFL, but they're not going to win their division, and you know that.
Well, I don't know. The Lions are kind of tough, but we'll get to that in the NFL segment.
Just a quick break-in. Are the Vikings better than the Bears?
Yes, because Mitch Trubisky is trash.
All right, we're going to continue on right here because I can't believe what I'm hearing out of my mouth. We're going to shift over to the NFL now. Looking at some of the big games. Did we give our decision on that last game? Yes. Yeah. Georgia. Take Georgia by the spread, 25. It is easy. Lock it in. All right, so for the NFL, we got Philly versus Dallas. This is a huge game. this is a huge game because I don't necessarily think both teams have the Super Bowl aspirations that the media is portraying. I don't think they're that good of teams, but I do think when they play each other, it's a duel. It's a battle.
Well, both teams have been exposed. Philly's secondary can't stop a nosebleed, so therefore Dak Prescott may look like Peyton Manning. So this game could go left, but also Dallas team defense is not the same either. But where is Zeke? Where? You tell me.
See, I don't think that's fair to put on Zeke because Zeke's not calling the plays. Zeke's not making adjustments at the line. Zeke's not audibly. Zeke's just standing there waiting for his turn to be unleashed. Now, I will say this. I do agree that the Eagles' defense have been sloppy in the past few weeks, but the Cowboys as a team are just sloppy. There's no comparison. And my boy Doug, man. I like Doug. Doug has guaranteed a victory this weekend. Guaranteed.
Guarantees from Eagles is not a guarantee. And also, Jerry Jones is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
And that is why the Cowboys
and he
will lose.
paid Ezekiel Elliott to run the ball. So, question. Run the ball?
But you have to give him the ball to run it.
There's also screen passes. There's also routes. Alvin Kamara does it every day. Ezekiel Elliott can't do it. That's why the Cowboys are always 8-8. They love 8-8.
Are you blaming Zeke for the struggles of the Cowboys currently?
I'm blaming everybody, from the management to the water boy. That Gatorade wasn't cold enough.
I just don't know how you can blame it on Zeke. I mean, his last game, Zeke had over 100 yards, touchdown, rushing. He had about 50 yards receiving. Zeke, to me, is doing his job.
Well, it should have been 130 yards rushing and 75 yards.
Oh, you're one of those who's never satisfied. God, I hate to see what your wife does.
Well, we saw this. We saw the 2-point conversion. 2 yards. I can't hand it to a running back, grade A running back, to get 2 yards against the New York Jets.
Okay,
come on, man.
But what about the game before that? Against the Packers. Dak threw what, 3 picks?
I'm not saying Dak Prescott great, but he's just what he is. He's a game manager. He's not a superstar.
But
that's why they haven't paid him yet.
But my thing is this: you can't, even in that game with Green Bay, you can't put the blame on Zeke when he got 12 carries. 12 carries?
Ezekiel Elliott is average. Dak Prescott is average. And Ezekiel is supposed to be a superstar. To be a superstar, you got to show up every game. I know he started off late because he came in, but you have to run the ball.
I have to disagree with you there because to be a superstar, you have to get the ball. And they have to rely on Zeke. I think the biggest problem for the Cowboys is that they put the ball too much in the hands of Dak Prescott.
Can you tell me how many carries he had last game? I would love to know.
He had 28 carries and had over 100 rushing yards.
28 carries. A good running back usually have 10 yards to carry. So he should have 280 yards.
Okay, but what about the game he had against Green Bay? He only had 12 carries.
Well, that's coaching. And like I said, I blame everybody from the owner to the water boy.
See, now
they are sorry.
See, now you sound like Skip Bayless. And I'm only going to say this because just like Skip, you're blaming everybody but Dak. Dak is the problem with that team. I don't know. I think I get why you feel that way. There is a shortage of black quarterbacks in the NFL. You want to support your black quarterbacks. But in this case, Dak might be the problem with the Cowboys.
Well, the black quarterback, but not true at all. Because I believe Geno Smith was the worst thing ever happened to the NFL. So, black quarterback or not, if you trash, you're trash. And that's just simple as that.
So,
and somebody that's headed towards the trash bin, and y'all may not agree, is Lamar Jackson.
I'm sorry, I had to take a pause there because are you saying Lamar Jackson won't last in this league?
Yes.
Before we jump on that wagon, let's get our picks in for Philly and Dallas. Who do you like, Philly or Dallas?
I like the Dallas Cowboys to win this game just because their defense suck less. So I'm going to give you the score. Dallas 21, Eagles 17.
I'm going to go opposite of that. Give me Philly with the points +3. I think this game is going to be very close. So I would personally take anybody who has the points attached to them. Like I said, my boy Doug already has guaranteed a victory here. And honestly, if you could get this even in a teaser with some points, oh my God, I would love Philly in this game. I think this game is going to be very close. I take Philly 30-27. I think the Cowboys are just falling apart physically and mentally. I don't even think the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs, personally. But to get onto this Lamar Jackson train, we're gonna slide over to the Ravens and the Seahawks this weekend. I need to hear your opinion.
Well, this is my opinion. Lamar Jackson is a poor man's Russell Wilson. Russell has the skills to pay the bills. He's been through the trials and learning through what Lamar is doing now. His decision making when under pressure and against a real team, not the Miami Dolphins, a real team, the decision seems short. You gotta remember the game against the Cleveland Browns. He couldn't make the right decisions to help them win. And I believe he's not there yet. And he's close to being Geno Smith if he can't get it together. A little bit of running ability, and that not gonna help you. It lets you play running back.
I think you're being highly disrespectful. I had to definitely disagree with you. I think Lamar Jackson is the closest thing we've seen to Michael Vick than any other player to touch the league.
Bringing up Michael Vick. Exactly. Michael Vick was an exciting, awesome player. Yet another person that not making good decisions on or off the field. So that's the person you're.
But here's my thing. You said Lamar Jackson against the Browns. Lamar Jackson had over 245 passing yards. He had over 100 rushing yards. He had 3 passing touchdowns in that game. I think Lamar Jackson is far from the issue of the Baltimore Ravens. And you look at it, I think their defense is what their real problem is. If you look at Earl Thomas coming over from Seattle, I mean, he was supposed to be a difference maker. Their defense is getting shredded, especially through the air lately. They've lost linebackers through free agency. This is not the same defense that we've seen in recent years from the Ravens. That is the Ravens' big issue. It's not that Lamar can't score points. It's not his decision making. It's that his team can't stop people from scoring.
Well, let's forget about Lamar Jackson. Talk about the real MVP, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is leading the league in passing yards under Pat Mahomes, and also in quarterback average. This guy can make decisions in his sleep.
I like Russell. Russell is a smart QB. I do think Russell should win MVP this year because if you look at Russell, this is the first time that we are seeing Russell in Seattle fully taking command of that team. Because this is the first time you look at Seattle and it's almost like I don't really know who's playing for them besides Russell. And he's taking this team, they're what, 5-1 right now? 5-0? Is it 5-0? 5-1? Let me look at 5-1. Russell is... Seattle could make it to the Super Bowl the way they're playing right now. I think their biggest challenge is going to be San Francisco because I do think San Francisco is for real.
Well, first of all, I don't like to disrespect the rest of the Seahawks because Penny is a hell of a runner. And also, you got the Griffin.
He's not even the starter. He's not even the starter, though.
It's a two running back system nowadays, okay? You got to have one or the other. Penny is the one that doesn't throw the ball and get the tough yards.
Carson is their star running back. Don't you forget it.
Penny don't fumble. Carson fumbles.
Chris Carson is also leading the team in rushing yards.
Just because you lead the team doesn't mean
he also has more carries, more touchdowns,
and also more fumbles.
Hey, they're winning with him as their starter running back.
If you want to be real, I think Russell Wilson's the running back because that offensive line is trash and he runs for his life all the time.
So it seems like you're kind of on the fence about who you have taken this weekend. Do you see that being a high-scoring game, low-scoring game? Who do you have winning?
Well, I believe it's going to be a high-scoring game because Lamar can put on a show, just like Vic does. And Russell is at home. You got to remember the 12th man. The 12th man is always lethal. And I believe that it's going to be closer than everybody thinks. I think it's going to be one last drive with Russell going straight down the field and get some points. So I can see this game going 44-41.
I don't like to disrespect teams. I don't like to disrespect fans. I am on the fence about Seattle. And I do believe in Russell. And Russell is the only reason why I'm taking Seattle here over the Ravens. I like Seattle -3. But I'm not sure about just how good the Seahawks are. I'm not sure if they're a quality team. I'm not sure of how they stack up against. I want to see them play San Francisco. I want to see them play other top tier teams and see how they fare. Because right now, on paper and what they've been doing these past weeks, yes, I can see Seattle making it a far run. But let's look at who they played. They played a depleted Browns team. They played a Rams team who might not even make it to the playoffs this year. The Cardinals are the Cardinals. They played a breezeless Saints team. The Steelers are trash this year, and the Bengals.
So you're saying that the Ravens are going to be the litmus test. Them same Ravens that lost to those same Browns that you're not giving
No, I'm saying they're real test. I will say this. I do think the Seahawks are going to beat the Ravens this weekend. And I like them by the spread -3. They might even win by a touchdown. But I think their true test won't come until they play the 49ers or the Vikings, the Eagles. I even want to see them against the Panthers, to be honest. I mean, those are going to be real tests for me.
With Cam or without Cam?
It doesn't matter. Either one. Because right now, not only is Christian McCaffrey carrying that team, their defense is looking like that Super Bowl defense right now. That Luke Kuechly is leading that defense. That defense looks scary. I wouldn't want to play the Panthers in the playoffs, would you?
Well, no, Luke Kuechly is always awesome. He's been awesome since he got in the league.
Right.
So I had no disagreement with me there.
So, I mean, like I said, right now I like Seattle -3. It's going to be a close one, I think. I think it's going to be, it's definitely going to come down to the wire. I think Lamar's going to put on the show. He's going to have a lot of oohs and ahs, but I agree with you. Being at home, the 12th man behind him is going to be loud in that stadium. I like Seattle -3.
And I totally agree.
All right, guys, it's time for the rundown where we give you guys our quick picks of the weekend. Starting off with baseball again, we have the Houston Astros. Like I said, second by the spread or the money line. You can go ahead and lock that in.
In the next game, we're going to go to the NFL. We're going to the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills -17 because the Dolphins are tanking.
All right, then we're going to the Rams to the Atlanta Falcons. Take the Rams -3 here. You can lock it in. The Falcons are just not a good team.
The next game is Jacksonville versus Cincinnati. They got to ride the mustache ride. We're going to take the mustache -3.5.
Vikings versus Detroit. This is going to be a close game, but I think the Vikings will pull it out. Take the Vikings -1.
Now we got Aaron Rodgers versus the Oakland Raiders. So we're going to go with them Packers -5.5.
All right, next time you got a battle in the AFC between Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. I like Houston with the points here, but if you're not feeling a close game, you can go ahead and take the over at 47.5.
Well, next game we got is the rookies, Arizona versus New York Giants. Well, I really don't know who's going to win the game, but I'm just going to give you the over 49.5.
All right, then you got San Francisco versus Washington. I think this is going to be a blowout. The defense is just too good, and the offense is carrying them as well. Take San Francisco -9.5.
Well, next game we got the Chargers versus Tennessee. Tannehill starting, need I say less. Chargers +2.
Then you got the Saints versus the Bears. I'm not really sure on either team. They're both kind of iffy. Trubisky comes back, and I really don't believe in him. Breeze is still out with the Saints. So I'm going to take this game under 38 because both defenses are playing well. I think it's going to be a close game.
Now we're going to the meat. We got Baltimore versus Seattle. We got Seattle -3.5. Good take. Take the win.
Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said earlier, take the Eagles +3.
Okay, we got Tom Brady with the Pats and Sam Darnold with the Jets. I say take the Jets plus 10.
All right, moving on to college football. Listen carefully for all your picks this weekend of Division I teams. First team we had tonight is Marshall versus FAU. I like FAU minus 5.5 here in this game.
Next game, we got Pittsburgh versus Syracuse. We're going to take Pittsburgh minus 3.5.
Then you got Ohio State versus Northwestern tonight. Ohio State, you can lay the points minus 28.
We got UNLV versus Fresno State. I like Fresno minus the 50.
All right, then we got Georgia Tech versus Miami. These are two underwhelming teams, and just like their underwhelming status, I'm going to take that under 46.
Well, we got Clemson and Louisville. Clemson has not been very impressive, but I still think the game is going to go over 60.5.
Then we have WVU versus Oklahoma. You can take Oklahoma here easily, minus 34. The game will probably be 42-0.
All right, we got Wisconsin versus Illinois. One of the best running backs in the league. We're going to go with Wisconsin, minus 31.
Then you have UF versus South Carolina. UF showed a lot of heart and impressiveness against LSU last week. I'm going to take UF minus 5.
Then we got Auburn versus Arkansas. Auburn has a great team. Take them minus 19.5.
Purdue versus Iowa this weekend. I think Purdue keeps it close here. I like Purdue by the points of 18.
We got Houston versus UConn. And this game should be nothing, but we're going to take Houston minus 22.
Kent State versus Ohio here. Ohio is clearly just a better team. Take Ohio minus 7.5.
Now we got North Carolina State versus Boston College. And we're going to take Boston College plus 3.5.
All right, next we got Iowa State versus Texas Tech. I like Texas Tech to keep it close and maybe even pull out an upset. Take Texas Tech plus 7.
Well, we got Holy Toledo and Ball State. We're going to go with Holy Toledo minus 1.5.
Next thing you know, we have Central Michigan, home of Antonio Brown versus Bowling Green. This game is probably going to be a blowout. Take Central Michigan minus 11.
Okay, we got Northern Illinois versus Miami, but Ohio. And we like the over 48.5.
Then we got TCU versus Kansas State. You can easily take the over 44.5 years and a lot of points scored.
Red alert, red alert. We got Oregon State versus Cal. This game is leave it alone. Goodbye.
Next thing you know, we got New Mexico versus Wyoming. You can take Wyoming here. Wyoming wins big, minus 20.
Now we got Coastal Carolina versus Georgia Southern. We're going to take Coastal Carolina plus 6.5.
Coming up, like we discussed earlier, LSU versus Mississippi State. Just grab the points with LSU. Go ahead and take them minus 18.5. This will be a blowout.
Well, we got Oregon versus Washington. I'm going to take Oregon minus the 3.
Then you have Temple versus SMU. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored here. Go ahead and grab the over for 59.
Rutgers versus Minnesota. Need to say less. Minnesota minus 28.5.
Tulsa versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a very good team this year. I like Cincinnati and their defense. Take Cincinnati minus 17.
Monroe versus App State. You gotta love a good app. My App State minus 15.
USF versus Navy. USF is just a disappointing team this year. Although I love Charlie Strong, I don't know what's going on with that team. So take Navy minus 14 here.
We got the Buffalo Soldiers versus Akron. You gotta take the Buffalo Soldiers by the money line.
Next thing you know, we got University of North Carolina Tar Heels versus Virginia Tech Hokies. Go ahead and take North Carolina minus 3.5. I think Mr. Brown there will get the job done.
We got the Fighting Bear Force Southern Mississippi versus the Fighting Carl Malone with Louisiana Tech. And I like the over 57.5.
Alright, then we got Indiana versus Maryland. Maryland's been a very up and down team. You never know what their outcome is going to be, but you can guarantee that they're going to get scored on. Go ahead and grab the over here, 59.5.
Well, we got Duke versus Virginia. This is not basketball, but the same result. Virginia minus 3.5.
Baylor versus Oklahoma State. This is also going to be another high scoring game this week. Go ahead and grab the over at 68.
Well, we got Missouri versus Vandy. Need I say less? Missouri minus 21.
Then we got Middle Tennessee versus North Texas. I like North Texas here to beat them bad in the heat down there in the South. North Texas minus 7.5.
Well, we got Old Dominion versus University of Alabama Birmingham, and we like UAB minus 16.
Next game we got Charlotte versus Western Kentucky. I like Western Kentucky minus 8.
We got Kentucky versus Georgia. Them Bulldogs are ready to bite back.
Then we got Arizona State versus Utah. Like I said earlier, take Utah 13.5. If you want to grab some points, bring it down to 10.5. But I also love the over at 48.5.
Okay, next we got two Texas schools playing each other. Rice versus University of Texas San Antonio. Take the Rice Bowl minus 4.
Then you got Kansas versus Texas. I do not expect this game to be close whatsoever, but I also do expect a lot of scoring. Take Texas minus 21 and grab the over if you're feeling comfortable with it at 62.
Well, next game we got East Carolina versus the UCF Knights. Need I say less? UCF minus 33.5.
San Diego State University versus San Jose State University. That's not going to be even close. San Diego State minus 8.
We got Tulane versus Memphis. Memphis very high scoring team. Let's take the over at 59.5.
Then we got Western Michigan versus East Michigan. This is a big rivalry game, but it won't be a close game. You can take Western Michigan minus 9.
Then we got the Colorado Buffs versus the Washington State Cougars. Two teams that can put up points. Take the over 70.5.
Army versus Georgia State. This is going to be a close game, but it's going to be a lot of slow game. That means grab the under at 57.
Then we got UTEP versus FIU. And I like UTEP plus 24.
We got Michigan versus Penn State. Like we stated earlier, take Penn State minus 9 or grab 2 points, bring it down to 6, and take the over if you're feeling comfortable at 46.5.
Upset alert, we got Texas A&M versus Ole Miss. We're going to take Ole Miss plus 6.5.
All right, next game on the list, we got Florida State versus Wake Forest. These are two bad teams that can put up points for no reason. Go ahead and take Florida State game over 68.5.
Well, we have Tennessee versus Alabama. Peyton Manning is not coming back. Bama, 34 minus 34.5.
Arizona versus USC. I think USC gets it done here. You can take them minus 10.
You gotta love them Broncos of Boise State, and on the Bluegrass versus the BYU. And we're gonna take Boise State minus 6.5.
Next thing you know, we're going out west to Nevada versus Utah State. I love Utah State, one of my favorite teams from last year. Won me a lot of money, so I'm sticking with them here. Like the way they play LSU, Utah State minus 21.
Well, we got Air Force versus Hawaii. Well, at least they get to go on a little vacation because Hawaii minus 3.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, it's time for the golden ticket.
I never thought my life could be anything but a catastrophe. Suddenly I begin to see a bit of good luck for me. 'Cause I got a golden ticket. Got a golden twinkle in my eye.
Golden ticket time, where we give you our guaranteed picks of the weekend. That means to take these picks, lay your money down, and win big. I'll start first with my picks for the weekend. You could go ahead and grab Ohio State tonight minus 27.5. That game's going to be a blowout. It's not even going to be close. Then for Saturday, you can go ahead and grab onto your ticket Minnesota over Rutgers minus 29 and head over into Sunday feeling good and comfortable, taking San Francisco 49ers minus 10. Big City, tell me who you got.
Yep. The golden ticket for the week, we going to have the Green Bay Packers versus Oakland. We're going to take Green Bay minus that 4.5. We also got the Rams against the disappointing Falcons. We got to take that minus 3. And for the best one of the day, we got the Giants versus the Cardinals over 51.
And that will be our show. Thank you for tuning in to the Round Robin, where you can get your best picks. Make sure you tune in for our next episode. And I can't wait to hear how much money you won.
Win that money, man.
Willie Free and Big City signing out.